Hi, this is Ms. Hancock.
And I'm Mason Dubicek.
Today we are going to talk about employee engagement, which is an issue because not all employees are fully engaged, and that can mean a lot of money that is just going away from the company that they need not be spending, basically.
True.
Or wasting, I guess I should say.
True. Well, one of the things that we've talked about offline, and I'll share with our online audience is, I created this thing called the Human Capital Calculator that analyzes the cost of turnover, employee engagement, and other factors. And I prepared for this segment some data on employee engagement. And for those of you who don't know, I've made a career out of helping companies reduce turnover.
Right.
And it's a big deal, and it's expensive to ignore. But the costs of employee turnover pale in comparison to the costs of poor employee engagement.
Wow.
And I'll prove it to you.
All right,
So
let's see the numbers.
So here's some numbers I plugged in for. So just kind of set the stage for you, there was some Gallup polling done of 6,976 adults working for employers.
Okay.
And what they found was that 31.5% of those employees were engaged, like actively engaged. And what I mean by that is they were enthusiastic, they're committed, they're productive.
They're showing up to work on time, they're getting a lot done, efficient.
Yes, if you're a coach of a team, they're bringing it every day. So
yeah,
you got 31.5%.
We like them.
We like those guys. Now, what percentage of them are not engaged? Their definition of not engaged, checked out, sleepwalking through the day, doing enough not to get fired.
Exactly.
What's the minimum I have to do to get through the day to keep my job? Numbers, 52%.
There you go. That's not good.
Not good.
Yeah.
Worse is the actively disengaged. These are people that are actually hostile, disruptive, angry, destructive, mad. They've got a bone to pick with the company, and
right.
Not only are they not engaged, but they're actually engaged in causing harm and difficulty and chaos.
Toxic to your environment.
Correct. So you got 16.5% of them. So when you start adding the amount that's not engaged and the ones that are actively disengaged, that's a problem.
Right.
So here's what I did, is I wanted to take a look at costs of labor. And I drew this up for a company with a salary of, combined total payroll on an annual basis.
Okay.
So not a big company.
Right.
A total payroll of $5,500,000.
Okay.
And that not including overtime costs. So what the question that I asked in this example was, of the business owner that I did this for, was, what is the average discretionary effort of your average employee? Now keep in mind, so when you take a look at the poor engagement, they're not going to come and say, oh, my people give 100% every day, when obviously they don't.
They're not, okay. Right, yeah.
So, the question really was, what percentage of their all-out effort do they need to bring, and do they bring on a daily basis, to keep their jobs?
Got it, yes.
And the number he came up with was 40%.
Okay.
Okay. But in the scope of things, when you're talking about
31.5%
of the people are actively engaged.
Right.
That I appreciated his honesty.
Yeah.
And that he wasn't trying to fluff anything. He was being
This is
open
the
up,
real
and he's
thing,
like,
so we can figure out what
correct.
to do. Exactly.
So, and when you think about the consequence of that, like I can remember when the HR circles there, the Department of Labor was talking about, we're going to increase the salary threshold for overtime costs.
That's the thing.
And HR people were panicking, like, oh my gosh, what are we going to do? If I have to pay overtime costs to people who are making, way more in salary than they're making now, they were starting to panic. And the easy answer is, what if you could just get people to get the work done? So
so there's no overtime. Exactly.
what if you just, or companies like, we've got 100 employees and we got to grow by, we need to add another 100 employees. We can't keep up with everything. The answer is not adding another 100 employees. The answer is taking your employees who are doing 40% of what they're capable of and helping them do 80%.
And helping them to engage more. Yeah.
So, and asking someone to come to work every day and give 80% of what they're capable of, I don't think it's asking too much.
So this is solving the problem at the source, from the get-go.
Yes.
At the very beginning. So you don't have this down the road.
Well,
right?
Because think about employee engagement. We're talking about people that are already there, and how do you get more out of them?
Right.
And so how do you do that? Well, let's take a look at the cost first to make sure this is worthwhile, because there are people that are going to be watching this, sitting back going, well, I've heard about this employee engagement. Yeah, we send them to seminars, and I've heard our HR executives telling us that we should be doing things like this, but we're busy on other priorities. And This is why you might want to listen to some of your HR executives.
Right.
So if you're a business owner, because if the current discretionary effort is 40%, and the average and the annual payroll is $5,500,000, that means as a business owner, you're only getting $2,200,000 worth of work.
Yeah.
You're paying 5.5 million, but you're getting 2.2.
Ooh.
I mean, how long do you want to do that? That's
Yeah.
like, would you go to the, you know, if you got a car, you want to go to the gas station, pay for a full tank and
But only, yeah, exactly.
get you enough to get
No one
back
likes
across.
that.
No one wants that. So what would happen in this company if you could just get the average discretionary effort to 80%?
That looks a lot better.
4 million. Still not dollar for dollar what you want, but I mean, we're trying to be realistic.
Exactly. Right.
But even if you could do that, that's $2,200,000 a year
Wow.
in savings.
Right. That is significant.
Well, and depending upon, in this particular example, I want to talk about even overtime costs. So let's just say this company had $250,000 in overtime costs. Well, if you could eliminate 100% of that, because obviously if people are doing 40% of what they're capable of, and now they're doing 80,
Right.
there's not going to be need for overtime.
Right.
So you can just save another $250,000. So
This solves many problems.
So your total savings on that would be $2,450,000 a year to figure out how to engage your employees.
Yeah.
You know, so
engage.
a lot of times people talk about what kind of strategies can you use to improve engagement. I listed a couple of them. Maximize discretionary effort, engagement of employees, minimize conflict and drama in the workplace.
Yes.
I mean, there's, you know, how many people go to work every day and they feel no good deed goes unpunished, you know, or, you know, and a lot of managers, and I understand why they have to do it, but a lot of managers, they will heap more work on the people that can get stuff done.
Sure. Right. I can count on them to get it done.
And
so,
they overload
right.
it.
Yeah.
And other people get by skating. Well,
Yeah.
so how can you, or maybe there's just personality conflicts, there's not communication. How do you delve into those and fix those issues? Put the right people in the right positions. I mean, Jim Collins' book, Good to Great, talked about the importance of getting the right people on the bus into the right seats. Unfortunately, he didn't tell you how to do it. That happened to be my expertise.
That's where this comes into
that's where
play.
this stuff comes in. But,
Chapter, what's it, book 2 for
but
him?
if your people come to work every day and they're participating in a job that allows them to be who they are and do what they do best and like to do most, the
Right.
likelihood of them sticking around and contributing a higher level of discretionary effort it's a lot better.
Yeah, exactly.
So identify the gaps between what a person brings to the job and what's required by the job in terms of skill, attitude, behavior, and relationship with supervisor. If I'm an employer and I'm not giving the employees the particular tools, technologies, and training they need to close the gaps between what the job requires and what they bring to it, then I'm positioning them for frustration. And when they're
Right.
frustrated, then they don't perform well, their discretionary effort goes low, they probably get hassled by their supervisor because they're not getting the results that the supervisor knows they're truly capable of if they were trained. But
Exactly.
again, common sense is not, but common sense isn't always common.
Well, right.
And-
And common sense is a good idea to save you a lot of money.
Yes. So when it comes to another one, identify, hire, and retain employees with exceptional work ethic. So more work gets accomplished. Parents don't teach selective values. Parents who teach their kids an honesty is best policy typically teach them things like a job is a privilege and an honest day's work for an honest day's pay.
Right.
So, you know, I've always
Right.
been an advocate for pre-employment screening for things like integrity, reliability, work ethic, attitudes towards substance abuse.
And there are people that have a good sense of balance, like how much you're paying me and you were expecting me to do these things.
Correct.
And I need to, yeah,
Correct.
those are the employees you want.
Correct. And the reality of it is that I think work ethic, reliability, integrity, those things are key values that need to be in every workforce, because the reality is
Sure.
if you cut corners there and you hire and hope, you get one or two slackers, the rest of the team doesn't say, hey, come on, pick up the pace. They're like, hey, you know, if they're getting by with that, why should I bust my tail and they back off?
Why should I be working so hard? That's exactly what you're
And-
going to think. There's that unfair feeling, and again, balance. There's not the balance that needs to be there. It's not there.
Right, and you know what, even if you can improve, even if making moves like this can improve your engagement by 10%, you know, you're still talking tons of money.
Right.
And I believe that when you look at the dollars and cents of this, it justifies the extra effort and training, and
Exactly.
it just does.
It makes
People-
complete sense.
So also you want to identify, hire, retain employees who are reliable, show for work, and arrive on time, so you don't have to pay other overtime costs. Again,
Right.
basic core values. Again, parents don't teach selective values. Honesty is the best policy. A job is a privilege. Honest days work for honest days pay. And your objective as an employer, in my opinion, is to screen for those things so that you're bringing hard workers into your workforce and you're repelling the type of folks that are there just to get a paycheck. Because there's a difference between people who are looking for a job and people who are looking for work.
There you go. Exactly. So keep them engaged. That's what we want, right?
That's it.
We will see you guys next time.
Hope the insights have been helpful.